WL by 4. Right? Now we know the bending equation. What is the equation? We have E by R is equal to M upon I upon F upon Y. You can remember Elizabeth, Rani, may I follow you. This is the technique to understand or to remember the bending equation. Now, what we have to calculate? We will write this equation 24. Is it right? Okay. What we have to compare? We have to find out a relationship between sigma A and sigma B. Now we know what is sigma. Sigma is equal to m into y upon I. Now bending moment is same in both the cases. We can write, see, it is given that ma is equal to mb, right? Okay. Now what will be y here? See, in case of section A, what will be y? Ya, which is equal to b by 4. It will be half of b by 2. And what will be yb? It will be b by 2. Yes? Is it clear? Now, let us write down sigma A first. Sigma A is equal to, what is m? Ma into, what is y? B by 4 divided by, what is I? B to the power 4 upon 96. Okay. Next, sigma B is equal to mb into b by 2 upon b to the power 4 upon 24. Yes. Now, what is sigma A upon sigma B? That is what we have to find out. See here. So I have to take like this. So MA and MB, it will get cancelled out. Then this B and B, it will get cancelled out. B to the power 4, B to the power 4, it will get cancelled out. So what is remaining? Okay. So it will be 2. Yes. 2 into 24, 48, 48 into 2, 96, right? 2. So what you will have? You will have sigma A is equal to 2 times sigma B. So this will be your answer. Yes, is it clear? So step by step, we are solving this problem so that there will be no difficulty, right? So the correct answer will be, let us check the correct answer. Correct answer will be A. See here, sigma A is equal to sigma B. This will be our answer. Okay, so this is how you have to solve this problem. You can note down again, you can pause the video and you can see the solution again. Okay, let us see the next question. That is a question number 53. Okay, for a simply supported beam is subjected to point load of P at the middle of the beam. The correct normal stress distribution across its cross section is given by. distribution will do. This is what? Actual normal stress distribution. And equivalent stress distribution, it will be like this. See here, equivalent normal stress distribution, okay, it will be like this. Yes, is it right? Okay, so they have asked you by which figure or which figure is showing normal stress distribution. Okay, so it will be option number C. Correct answer will be option number C. Okay, next let us see question number 53. The strength of beam depends on. Okay, now strength of beam basically it depends on what? Section modulus. It depends on what? Section modulus. So moment of resistance mr is equal to z at neutral axis into permissible stress. Okay, so what is mr here? Moment of resistance. Moment of resistance, this is what? Section modulus. Section modulus. Okay, and what is sigma? This is permissible stress. Permissible. Okay, so basically higher the value of mr, that means higher the value of moment of resistance, it implies higher the strength of beam. Higher the strength of beam. Okay, so this concept is very important. How strength of the beam is calculated. So first we have to calculate a moment of resistance. If you want to compare the strength of any two beam, calculate first moment of resistance and then you can decide it. Okay, so please remember this concept, a very important concept from SSC point of view. Next, let us see 55. The strength of beam mainly depends on. So I think just now we have seen it's a section model. So I have told you, see, plenty of times if you see the SSCJ question, they are based on, means the way they are asking the question is different. Concept is same. Okay, for example, simply supported beam. They will ask you SFD, they will ask you the question of BMD, they will ask you a numerical, they will ask you the shape. Okay, but concept is same. So if the concepts are clear, it will be very easy for you to get the answers of the questions. Let us see next question, that is 56. Now, the cross section of member is subjected to uniform shear stress tau, then the strain energy stored per unit volume is equal to. Okay, so strain energy per unit volume, what is the formula? 1 half tau square upon G. 1 half tau square upon G. So it will be C. Okay, next. Remember this formula, very important again. 55, the principal plane is the one which carries. So principal plane are those which have the maximum or minimum normal stress. What are the principal plane? Which has the maximum or minimum normal stress and which have zero shear stress. Which have zero shear stress. Okay, so the correct answer will be A. Next, the ratio of polar moment of inertia to the radius of shaft is known as. So the ratio of polar moment of inertia IZZ or J divided by the radius of the shaft R is called as what? It is called as section modulus. This is what? Okay, torsional section modulus. Okay, so let's say if you want to calculate ZP, I will be how much? Pi by 32 d to the power 4 upon d by 2. So how much it will be? It will be pi d cube by 16. Okay, torsional section modulus. Next, 59. In order to produce a bending and shear stress of equal magnitude at the extreme fiber of circular cross section under the action of combined bending and torsion. So this is the problem based on combined bending and torsion. The ratio of bending to twisting moment is. So what we want? We want equal magnitude of what? Bending moment and shear stress. So can I write bending moment sigma b is equal to tau? Notice bending moment 32. How the bending moment is? We can calculate 32 m by pi d cube, which is equal to, how the shear stress will be calculated? What is the magnitude? 16 t upon pi d cube. So if you are going to solve this, so this will get cancelled out. So m by t, what they have asked you? Bending to twisting moment. So m by t, which is equal to m by t, which is equal to 16 upon 32, which is equal to 1 by 2. Okay, next. A solid shaft transmits a torque T, the allowable shear stress tau. Okay, the diameter of the solid shaft transmits the torque T, allowable shear stress is tau. So just now we have seen this. See here, what is the formula? Tau is equal to 16t upon pi d cube. So d cube is equal to 16t upon pi into tau. Therefore, t will be cube root of 16t upon pi into tau. Okay, so what will be the correct answer? Correct answer will be A. Next, question number 61, asked in 2012. The torque producing unit twist in a shaft of unit length is. Okay, what is the torsion equation? See here, T by J is equal to G theta upon L. Now, what will be TL upon J? It will be G into theta. Now, unit twist, that means theta is equal to 1 unit. Unit length, L is equal to 1 unit. So, if you put T, that will be torque, which is equal to Gj. And what is Gj? Gj is nothing but torsional rigidity. Torsional rigidity. Right? Okay. So asked in 2012, very simple. Okay. There is no any concept you can say. If you know what is torsional rigidity and if you know the torsion equation, you can easily get the answer. Next, 62. A circular shaft of length L, diameter D is fixed at one end. Okay, the other end of the shaft is subjected to twisting moment. So basically, this is how the problem is. It is subjected to twisting moment T. The angle of rotation of free end with respect to fixed end is theta. Okay, what will be angle of rotation of free end if length is double? If length is double and diameter is reduced to d by 2. Okay, so we know the equation theta. Theta is equal to TL upon G into J. So theta is equal to T into L upon G into, what is J? Pi by 32 d to the power 4. So what will be theta? Theta is equal to 32 TL upon G pi d to the power 4. Is it right? Okay. Now new case or case 2, what is new length? 2 times L, and diameter d dash, it is d by 2, d by 2. So what will be theta dash? Theta dash is equal to 32 t L dash upon g pi d dash to the power 4, which is equal to 32 t into 2L upon g into pi into what will be d dash? D dash is d upon 2 to the power 4, right? So if you solve this, what you will get? See, 2 to the power 4 is 32, right? So you will get 32 in bracket 32 TL upon g pi d to the power 4, which is equal to 32 into, what is this value? This is nothing but CL, that is nothing but theta. So correct answer will be C. Okay, next 63. Which one of the following assumption in theory of pure torsion is false? Okay, options are: the twist is uniform along the length, the shaft is of uniform circular section throughout, cross section plane before the torsion remain plane after torsion, all radii get twisted due to torsion. Okay, now see, a member is said to be in pure torsion if it is subjected to twisting couple, okay, in such a way that magnitude of twisting moment remains constant. Okay, magnitude of twisting moment, it should remain constant. So twisting moment, it should be constant, or you can say it should be uniform. So let us check the answers. Twist is uniform along the length, yes. Shaft is of uniform circular section throughout, no. The cross section plane before the torsion remain plane after the torsion, and all radii get twisted due to torsion, no. Cross section plane before torsion remain plane after torsion. So is this correct? Right. So I think both the options are correct, A as well as C. Okay. Next, if the two shafts of same length, one of which is hollow, transmit equal torque and have equal maximum stress, then they should have equal. Okay, see, if you are considering a solid shaft, let us consider for solid shaft, out of which one is hollow and another one is solid. So what will be tau for this? 16t upon pi d cube, which is equal to t upon z. Okay, zp, polar moment of inertia. Now if same thing, if I have to write for hollow shaft, if I am considering a hollow shaft, what will be tau? It will be again t upon zp1, right? So if equal torque are there and they have the equal maximum stress, equal torque, that means this t and this t is equal, this t and this t is equal, okay, or this one. And second thing is stress is also equal for solid and shaft. That means they will have what? Zp will be equal to zp1. They will have the equal polar modulus of section, not moment of inertia. Okay, so correct answer will be B. Correct answer will be B. Next, question number 65. A circular shaft can transmit a torque of 13 kilonewton meter. If the torque is reduced to 12 kilonewton per meter, then maximum value of bending moment that can be applied to the shaft is. Okay, so T equivalent is equal to square root of T square plus M square. So this we know. Now T can transmit a torque of 13 kilonewton, 13, which is equal to square root of, the torque is reduced to 12 kilonewton plus M square. So what will be M square? 169 minus 144. Okay, so it will be 25. M will be square root of 25, which is equal to 5. Next. So this problem is asked in 2013. Next, question number 66. A spindle of machine tool is subjected to following type of load. Yes, torsional load, bending load, axial compressive load, axial tensile load. So basically spindle of machine tool, it's a rotating, it's a torsional load. It's a what? Torsional load, right? It undergoes a rotation, spindle. Okay, next. 67. The shear stress at the center of circular shaft under torsion is. Yes, they have asked you at the center of circular shaft. Okay, see how the shear stress varies. It is maximum. See, basically it is what? Directly proportional to radius. Okay, I will take another color. Okay, so this is how your shear stress will vary. So at the center, it is how much? 0. And at the extreme fiber, it will be maximum. So if they ask you about center, it will be 0. This is how tau varies. Next. 68. For any given power and permissible shear stress, the rotational speed of the shaft and its diameter are correlated by the expression. Okay. See here, power is equal to what? What is power? Torque into omega, angular speed. Okay. What is torque? Okay. See, tau is equal to what? 16t upon pi d cube. So what will be t? T is equal to 16 pi d cube upon tau pi d cube upon 16. Right. Now we know the equation. Okay. Or we can simply put it here. They have asked you n and d. Okay. Right. So power is equal to tau pi d cube upon 16 into 2 pi n upon 60. So if power is constant and shear stress is constant, so we have to find out a relationship between rotational speed, that is n, and diameter, that is d. So n into d cube is equal to constant. N into d cube is equal to constant. So this is how they will vary. Okay. Next, let us see 69. A solid shaft transmits 44 kilowatt at 700 rps. Calculate the torque produced in Newton meter. What is power? Power is given to you 44 kilowatt. Next, what is N? 700 revolutions per second. So power is what? Torque into omega, which is equal to torque into 2 pi n. Okay, this is what? See, 2 pi n by 60 when we have to take, when n is in rpm, it is in rps. So I am not taking 60 here. So 44 into 10 to the power 3, which is equal to torque that we have to calculate, 2 pi into 700. So calculate torque from this, you will get 10 Newton meter. Okay, approximately, you will get this value approximately, not exact. Next. So last question we will see from this part number 3. Two shafts, one solid, another hollow, are made of same material having same length and weight. The hollow shaft as compared to solid shaft is have the same strength, more strong, none of the option, less strong. See, whenever you are going to compare a solid shaft and a hollow shaft, which is made up of same material, having same length and weight. First thing I have already told you, strength, it will depend on what? Section modulus. Okay, so if all the dimensions are given to you, you can calculate the respective section modulus and then you can compare the strength. Okay, now you have to remember here, hollow circular shaft are always stronger as compared to solid shaft. Okay, hollow shaft are always stronger than solid shaft. This thing you have to remember. This is based on section modulus. Okay, you can calculate the section modulus and you will come to this conclusion. Okay, so if they are having same weight, same length, hollow shaft will be more strong as compared to solid shaft. See, basically, when you will calculate a torsional moment of resistance, okay, of solid shaft to that of hollow shaft, this ratio you will get as less than 1. So which implies hollow shaft are more strong. Okay, so hope you have understood all the questions. We have tried to solve all the questions in detail. I have given you step-by-step solution also. So hope you are finding this video useful. So still, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do it. It motivates me so that I will come out with new videos on new subject every time. And don't forget to share with your friends so that they will also get benefited with this. Thank you. So we will try to cover up the strength of material subject in the fourth part, and then we will start with new subject, that is thermodynamics, right? So thank you very much.